Hey, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy KiteZz here. My lovely wife, it's just Alex.
What's up, peoples?
Hey, today we're doing the Netflix review again from Netflix Pop the Balloon Live. The title of this Pop the Balloon Live was Big Pop Energy.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not getting worse. It's definitely better than what it was on episode 1. I feel like episode 1 essentially is always going to be the standard of what the show shouldn't be. We can't show you guys just a full-on episode because that is how you get copyright, and we're not trying to get copyright. It's not that deep for us. All right, let's get started. So this episode, Big Pop Energy, started off with contestant number 1, Lainey. She was 29. She worked for a medical company. So Lainey came out to the first 8 gentlemen. All 8 gentlemen looked classy. Classy is subjective, but they looked appropriate.
Yeah, like first date attire.
Yeah, they looked appropriate.
My name is Lainey. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I'm 29 years old. I currently live in LA. I am the head of clinical partnerships at a medical company, and my last relationship was a year ago.
She stated that she just wants to have fun with life and fun with someone who wants to build a family. Deal breakers was someone who doesn't want kids. Griffin, the guy to the left, he popped because she looked like one of his sisters.
Oh, how about this? Well, I stand corrected. Why did you pop?
She looks like one of my sisters.
Whoa. And that's really fair.
That was a key point with Griffin on why he popped with her. Drew
got popped.
Yes, Drew actually got popped. So Drew said he was into Civil War reenactments, and he was also a YouTube content creator director. When he said that he was into Civil War reenactments, she immediately walked up and popped him.
I'm super extra, and sometimes that could be a little bit, so I take things to the extreme. So I'm into history, do Civil War reenacting, so it's dress up and play 1860.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna come on over here and pop your...
Yeah, because she asked, what is a red flag that you're proud of that other people would deem as red flags? And sadly enough, it was the 1860s Civil War reenactment
balloon right there. I'm so
Now,
sorry.
what about his answer? Which part?
I think all of it. I'm so sorry, but the extra piece, I don't love the extra, and I don't love the Civil War reenactment.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, which side of the Civil War were you on,
But
Drew?
I just heard.
Then Dylan popped his balloon next. He popped on her because she seemed more like a friend to him. They had a conversation where Dylan stated that he's the type of guy, his big red flag is he has a lot of homegirls, a lot of beautiful homegirls, and girls tend to not like that. I can see that as a red flag too. It's the same way guys, we look at a girl who only has guy friends. Like, to some people it's not a big deal, but then it is concerning of, okay, you don't hang out with no females, you only hang out with dudes, that's it. We get it, no judgment there, but I understand why people popped on that.
The thing I didn't like about the homegirls thing, it's okay to have girls that are, your friends, but he tried to validate it, oh well, they're cute at least.
Sometimes it's a green flag, I would say, when you have girlfriends, but if they're too close, then it's a red flag.
Nah, they're not too close.
Okay.
He's having define close.
I mean, they're cute, but
Is that why you have homegirls? Because they're cute, or do you have homegirls
because they're genuine?
Yeah, they're genuine friends.
Right. So next, Lorenzo was a man from Italy. You could tell that Italian accent was heavy on him. He announced to everybody that his profession was a drummer, and she immediately popped on him.
Born and raised in Italy.
Okay.
Came here 8 years ago, and as a profession, I play drums.
Okay.
And I tour often.
I am going to stop at the drums. So sorry, I love to sleep. I can't deal with the music.
Yvonne chimed in and essentially said to her, you're assuming that he's gonna be making the noise in the house or his spot. You didn't even ask him if he has his own studio. And Lorenzo actually did say, yeah, he does own his own studio.
I mean, what if he had his own studio? Girl?
Maybe.
I do, actually, I do.
Say with your chest open.
So that was one of those things where it's you could have asked the question. You didn't have to just jump the gun and immediately say oh yeah, it's this. You don't have to attach that to him.
I think with the episodes, people get so excited to have a reason to pop the balloon. They'll tend to pop the balloon first and then ask questions later. And then at that point, it's already too late. So, yeah.
So the next person to get popped was Elliot, and he was popped because he was not buff enough. She said that the guys that she still had left, the gentleman standing next to him, she said she liked that they're more physically endowed, their stature, and he wasn't buff enough. And he responded by saying the generic thing that we hear in every single Pop the Balloon. She's not my type. I just kept my balloon. Which also, him saying this caused the guy next to him, which is Hashim, to pop his balloon for the exact same reason. And it's like, okay, we call this the brotherhood or we call it the sisterhood because women do it too.
Yeah.
And it's basically you guys are echo chambering the same sentiment, but this may not have actually been a problem for you, but because somebody else pointed it out now you feel like that has to be your problem.
It's a weird scapegoat.
Right. So Hashim had popped on her for that. Yvonne actually chimed in and pressed Hashim about it, and she said, why did you wait 10 minutes if this girl wasn't your type? Why did you wait 10 minutes to say that then?
Hashim, what's going on?
You're actually gorgeous, beautiful eyes, just not to my typical type.
Okay.
Okay. So why'd you have it unpopped for so long? She been out here for 10 minutes.
It's a good question, I don't know.
Okay, we're just.
So, final moment. It came down to the final two of Devin and Dominic. She ended up popping on Dominic because she felt like she had more of a vibe with Devin, which Dominic kind of bowed out gracefully with that. And they actually did end up going and matching with each other. Then they had this post-match interview and...
It was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
It was kind of awkward to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe, I felt like they were having conversations and the camera just like randomly popped up out of nowhere, but other than that, like...
Yeah, especially they did that you know how like awkward news reporters, like when they don't know that they're live, so they kind of have that moment where they're just like...
in their head, doing their own thing.
And they go, oh yeah, so you know, that's kind of how it went.
Camera's like, we're live. Oh, you're here. So yeah.
There's definitely more to me that meets the eye, and I'm really glad that Devin was able to see that.
The next person that came out, they added another contestant to it. His name was Chris. He was added to the end of the lineup. Contestant number 2, lady named April came out. She was 35 and she was corporate communication. She was a lady. She had like braided dreadlocks.
Yeah, she had faux locks.
Yeah, she had faux locks. Nice looking black woman. Okay, so this was the first black woman that came out onto the stage.
Body, yaddy, yaddy, yaddy. What's going on? How you feeling?
I'm good.
So she immediately, when she said she was 35, she was immediately popped on by 3 contestants at the start.
Hi everyone, my name is April. I'm 35 years old. I'm from Detroit.
God dang!
Dominic, he popped on her because he said her age was too old for him and he's not at a serious point in his life. Feels like a woman of that age. All these men are in their 30s, by the way.
Yeah, they be, I don't know what's up with that, but for some reason, like when you hit the 35, people act like 35 is like the new 50.
Yes.
Like your life is halfway done type stuff. Like what's going on? Like, it didn't make sense to me. It was silly.
So they said that, essentially like she's looking for somebody serious and they're not at that level of seriousness, which doesn't make sense to me. You're both 30.
And you're on a dating show.
It's just the age, man. I'm also looking
How
for
old
some.
are you?
I'm only 31.
Okay.
And I mean, 35, I'm not saying you're old or anything like that, but I just like them my age or younger.
Honestly, it's the age thing for me. I'm 31 and 35, maybe you're looking for something a little more serious, like right now.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So why are you on a dating show if serious dating is not your mindset to begin with, right? And it just goes back to a lot of the reasons why people don't like the live one is there's more contestants that are going to come out and just be like, oh, it's a fun party. I'm here for the experience type of thing. Versus like the YouTube show, it's more, at least we can call it out. The host will call it out.
Right. To bounce back real fast to Chris, how did you feel about them doing the sub-in contesting? Do you like that or?
I don't like that they add more contestants in there because my thing is you basically have contestants sitting in the Raptors. So this is why it kind of gets rid of that mindset that this is live.
Yeah.
It gives me the impression that this isn't live because you just have a whole bunch of contestants in the back ready
on standby
for their segment. And then as soon as you get a match, go out there. It's your turn to be out there. So it makes me feel like you guys had these preset people that were going to be on the show. Mm-hmm. And then as one episode ended, you guys, all right, the next people come in. Here's the next guy. Because how many people are back there?
Right.
So
that's true.
If say for instance they had 4 matches, does that mean that there's 4 guys waiting?
Getting subbed out?
Yeah, and so since only 2 of them got to come out, does that mean the last 2 guys are going to be on the next episode? You get what I'm saying?
And would they have more women coming up on the panel? Because if there's only 4 women, 8 men, and
exactly.
You're subbing out the 4 that just got matched, you got to have another 4 women coming
to fill
out.
it in. Exactly.
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So we had a 30-year-old, a 31-year-old, and a 31-year-old pop on her and basically say, because she's this age, she's probably gonna want something more serious. Again, why are you on a dating show if serious dating is not your objective?
Which, like, I don't like this stigma or this assumption that because a woman is 35 or a man is 35, like, they're rushing to speed up the things that they didn't get to accomplish yet in life, which would probably be like marriage and kids and all that kind of stuff. Some people are just looking to date.
Exactly. Then it moved on to a segment where she was basically talking about, what is your icks? What is your ick? She said she doesn't like when people make noises like they smack with their mouth, and she doesn't like that. That's her ick.
I can't stand it either.
So she ended up asking the men, what is your ick? And it got to contestant Chris, the guy that just came out. And Chris, I actually liked what he was saying. And this is where I kind of looked at April as kind of a red flag. So Chris was in the middle of saying that he doesn't like people that gossip or talk about people all the time.
I would say my biggest ick with someone, I don't like when you talk about other people and not things you enjoy. So like someone who would say, like, for instance, talk about someone else a lot. It's like, I'm not down with the gossip like that.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Essentially, he was breaking down that he doesn't like it that when it comes together and your day is ending, my day is ending, and we're coming together to like spend time. Why are you so focused talking about somebody that you don't like? Why are you making this person a focal point of the conversation? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to gossip about people. Let's talk about the good things that happened today. Let's talk about, you know, how happy we were to see each other. But in the middle of him saying that, she walked up, as soon as he said, I don't like gossip, she walked up and popped on him.
I don't know where this is heading.
Yeah, and she's basically said she popped on him because he wasn't getting to the point.
So which part did you pop about?
I just don't know where it was going. And I'm about efficiency, so.
Okay.
You seem like a great guy, but the ick, I need immediate icks.
That was his point, though. That was his point. Like, stop being so fixated on other people, their problems, or the things that you're looking at other people do, and you're too busy talking about them. You're not even talking about all the good that you potentially could be doing. All that you're doing, you can put that into yourself, positive-wise.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I get what he was saying. I agree with it.
So here's where Chris kind of messed up, though, and this is why some of the race thing, I know people like to take race out of it and it's entertainment, but there is certain things that when you have a melting pot of contestants of different races, different cultures, different backgrounds, they're gonna say things that they don't think is an issue, but to another race, it could be an issue, right? So Chris, when they asked him like, oh, is she your type? He's like, oh yeah, she's my type, but the reason why I wouldn't pick her, the reason why she's not my type though, is because I don't like her hair.
Is April your type?
She's very beautiful. Yeah, she's gorgeous. I would say just the hair. It's just the hair is the only thing.
And it kind of put like this like awkward silence.
Yeah.
When he said it.
Even the host was kind of like.
And they zoomed in on Yvonne's face, and Yvonne kind of looked like.
I would say, but I would definitely like be attracted to you if we were out in the wild.
I don't even know what just the hair means, but I'm gonna bring you back, April.
Hey.
You don't like women with braids?
It's just like a different hairstyle, you know?
Okay.
It was a different style that he wasn't used to.
Right. Lorenzo said his ick was Bush.
Yeah. Everybody was lost. But we knew the Bush he was talking about. Everybody was trying to act like they was lost.
And this caused April to immediately pop on him.
Okay, and then Lorenzo on the end.
My ick, Bush. It is. It's like,
What
it's
did
a
you say,
bush.
Bush?
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Like what kind? What?
It has to be clarified at the beginning.
And we all know he's a freaky frog, but it was kind of like, how is that your red flag immediately on people you just met? Like, is a person supposed to tell you that as soon as they walk out? Like, oh yeah, like I don't shave down there. Like that's not a conversation that you should be having.
I think he said it has to be discussed.
Yeah, he said it.
Yeah, it has to be discussed. Like what?
Sir, who was coming up to talk about their genitals to you at the start of on your first date? Like, can you imagine somebody lighting candles, sitting at a table, and it's like, yeah, I shave down there. I get Brazilian wax all the time. It's like, Lorenzo, I don't know what freaky frog you was like mindset wise, but she popped on him immediately, and everybody kind of was like trying to joke, oh, like he don't like George Bush, he don't like the president and stuff like that. But it was like, you're a little weird, man.
He could have said the same thing that the other guy said, like, I don't like hair. Because hair can result in, like, armpit hair, whatever. It can result in multiple things instead of just one specific thing. That way it's still, like,
yeah,
you know, Wholesome.
But he didn't add no details to it. He said, yep, Lorenzo, Bush. And they're like, Bush what? Bush. I don't like Bush. And they're like, can you expand on that? Bush, we got to talk about it, Bush. And I'm like, all right, bro. Like, all right, you could.
Everybody was trying to pronounce it how he was pronouncing it, Bush.
Yeah, Bush. Like, what is Bush? So then it came down to Griffin and Hashim. She ended up popping on Griffin's balloon. She said she felt more physically attracted to Hashim. Now, this is where everybody started to get mad that we discussed it with. Hashim popped on her. After she chose him, he popped on her, and his words was, he's not ready for a serious relationship.
This would be a lock. The only thing, I know you're ready for something extremely serious right now. I'm just not there yet with what I got going on in life, so it would be a lock for me.
Fair enough. I've been fumbled before.
And this kind of set me off a little bit because it's like, I don't understand why we are going on shows to find love, but we just want casual love. If you're not looking for a serious partner in life, don't go on a show that's dedicated to you finding a serious partner. If that's the case, you're better off staying on dating apps or going just dating people casually. You came up and you said you're not in it for a serious relationship. You got so much stuff going on in your life, you're not ready for that.
Which, going on a dating show would mean you would have to make time for the things in your life to even come on the show. And going on a dating show to find love or find somebody to be with or a partner or whatever, that's the highest form of that's as high as you can go when it comes to dating.
She did not get a match, unfortunately, so she ended up walking out. Then contestant number 3 came out, Ameerah, age 34. She works in the tech world, and she was also on a reality show called The Challenge.
Hi everyone, I am Ameerah. I am 34. I am from Maryland, and I currently live in LA. I'm a UX writer. I work in tech.
Elliot immediately popped on her because she was too old for him. He, again, is 31, and then he said the statement, I like them young. I like the young ones.
I'm from outside of Baltimore. I'm from Carroll.
Okay. Oh.
34 is just pushing that line for me.
How old are you?
I'm 31. I like the young ones.
I respect
like
it.
the young ones.
You like the young ones, huh?
Everybody kind of looked at him like, oh, okay, like, all right. But I want to point out that April, black woman, 35, got popped on every majority of the men because they said they were not ready for a serious relationship. Ameerah was 34, the second black woman on the show, right? Keep in mind of this. You had 2 black women, 35, 34, popped on for age, right? She then stated that that the men should pop now if they're not ready for a serious relationship. No one popped, right? No one popped at that moment, even though April just before was just rejected by 4 of the guys because
Her age. And they weren't looking for anything
serious.
That serious. Because, you're 35, your time is ticking. You're going to rush into something more serious.
So nobody popped.
If you want something not that serious, you could DM me later. We can hang out.
No, I'm just top now if you're not serious, please. So
Pop now.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
So they said that they weren't going to date women because it's too serious. Older women is too serious. But then when she said it flat out, no. But the thing is, the complexions of April and Ameerah, both black women. April, more dark-skinned.
She's from Detroit.
Detroit, dark-skinned woman. Ameerah was more mixed, could be half white, half black. We're not going to assume, but off of looks, right? Fairer, more fair-skinned. Keep that in mind. She then popped on Griffin because she said she wants to have fun and she wants a guy that has a lot of hobbies. Griffin basically broke down that he doesn't have hobbies and stuff like that. He's kind of focused on everything he has to do, his career and stuff like that. So she popped on him, said, I need a guy that wants to have fun. I need a guy that has hobbies and stuff like that and can keep it fun and interesting. We can go do stuff fun on the weekends and stuff like that, which is kind of like, it was kind of a disconnect because you're out here saying serious dating, and a guy says like he's more serious about his stuff that he has going on in his life, and you're like, oh, you don't have enough fun for me. You don't have enough hobbies for me.
Sorry, Griffin. Wants to have fun, and so I respect the hustle. I was once at that point, but looking for someone who wants to have fun and has a lot of hobbies that wants to, have a good time on the weekends, maybe.
For sure.
Yeah.
Which his craft and the things that he does for work can be his hobby too. But you know.
Then she did something that I didn't like. Ameerah did something I didn't like. She started taking over the show. So the host was trying to move on, and she was like, "Oh, I want to pop this guy next."
I'm gonna bring you back.
Oh wait, I have another pop.
You have another pop?
Yes.
Okay, well, just go right ahead. Whose show is it?
Hi.
Whose show is this?
Yeah. So she went and she popped another guy. She popped on Chris because he didn't have time for his hobbies either. So then she popped on Drew. So this girl basically speed ran through
the whole show.
This, like, after she was popped, it was on to the next one, pop, on to the next one, pop, on to the next one. They didn't even start getting to the questions and stuff like that. She popped on Drew because he was not initially her type. Okay, that's fine. Then she was going to go pop on Lorenzo, but then Lorenzo shouted at her and he basically said, "Our kids will be so beautiful."
Okay.
Our kids will be so beautiful.
He said our kids would be so beautiful.
I guess it caught her attention. She went over and popped Dominic.
Yeah.
Then she ended up later popping on Lorenzo again because as he was flirting throughout the entire segment, she made the statement that, like, you're doing all this, you're doing a lot of this flirting, a lot of this talking, but I feel like you're doing this to every girl, and I don't want to believe that you're doing this to every girl, so I don't trust you. So she ended up popping on him, and everybody in the show chimed in and was like, yeah, no, you're wrong. He actually wasn't doing this with anybody. You're the first person that he was doing all this heavy flirtation with.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, well, can I get my balloon back?" And they didn't give her a balloon back. Like, nah, you messed up. And then he said, like, "Oh, it's okay. I'll see you after the show. I'll talk to you in the back." And she's like, "Yeah, I'll be back there. I'll be back there."
Yeah, he even tried to take Dylan's balloon.
I'm just worried that maybe you were doing this with all the girls, and you know I want to be like one of a kind. So I'm.
He actually hasn't. This is all for you.
He didn't do it.
Can we blow that back?
No, girl, this is all for you.
I'm still coming to the other room if you want me.
Okay, I'll be there.
Taking this one.
I'll see you at 6.
brother, you better watch it.
Dylan was not having it. He almost stuck him with that pen.
Then it came down to Hashim and Dylan. Those were the final two people that were on the stand. She ended up popping on Hashim because she felt aligned more with Dylan. Dylan then, I don't know why he chose to admit this, but I guess, you know, transparency and truth matters.
So I tend to lick plates at restaurants or at the house and stuff like that. If the food is that good, like I'm gonna, like I try to do it with nobody watching, but it's gonna get done. So are you okay with that?
It was kind of awkward, but then she was like, "That's not a problem." He said, "So you don't have a problem with me licking plates?" She's like, "After you get done licking your plate, come lick my plate." And everybody kind of was like, "Oh, like, okay."
You can lick it up and you can lick my plate too.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question.
There's a double entendre there. You know, you could be talking freaky, but you could also say like, "Hey, I finished my food, lick my plate too." But, you know, it sounded crazy. After you get done, because the way she said it, like, "After you get done licking that plate, come lick my plate." And it was kind of like, "Hey, yo, like, all right, I guess, like, okay." And everybody was like, "Okay," and, you know, went along with it. So then,
greedy.
It went back to the Love Lounge. There was actually a Love Lounge segment before where they kind of just like talked to the couple again. But then it came back to the Love Lounge for the second time, and they came to talk to April. And April basically said like she just wants to find somebody who's honest, transparency. She wants somebody that's not gonna disturb her peace. Then they moved on from that.
Yeah.
Finally, they added a new dater. His name was Andrew, so he filled in the slot again. Then contestant number 4, we actually got 4 contestants because they were ahead of time because the girls were kind of speed running through the episode.
Yeah, they were.
So contestant number 4, Cosette, she was 35 and she was a recruiting director and a mermaid entertainer. So those people that go on these aquariums and stuff like that, and they pretend to be mermaids in the ocean and stuff like that.
Which is a hard job to do.
It is a very hard job to do.
Hi everyone, I'm Cosette. I'm 35 years old. I live in Long Beach. I'm a recruiting director and I'm also a mermaid entertainer. So in the summertime, you can hire me for pool and beach parties.
I want to point out, so I kept saying, pay attention to the ages of the women that I was pointing out to. Also pay attention to what race of women that they were coming out to, right? Contestant number 4, Cosette, 35. April, 35. Ameerah, 34. April, dark-skinned black woman. Ameerah, light-skinned black woman. Cosette, white woman, right? I know some people are gonna think it's not a big issue. I'm just pointing out what it was. Was any of these women unattractive? No. All these women were good-looking women, okay? So, now, here's where it started to get a little questionable, where I kind of had to double take of it. I didn't want to make it too deep, but it did sit in the back of my mind. There was majority Caucasian or other races. There was only one black man on the panel, and maybe Devin was mixed, but we don't know.
Yeah.
But there was only one black man on the panel, and then the 2 black women contestants. 35. So 35, 34, 35. Cosette came out. None of the men popped when she announced her age. None of them popped, even though both contestants before her all were getting popped because of her age. Elliot, the same guy who had just got done talking about I like him young, did not pop his balloon. He kept it.
And he's 31.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's 31.
So none of them popped. So they actually got past that first segment without any pops. And Griffin, she started asking, what is some fun facts or things or interesting things about you that, you know, you would like to tell the world? Griffin ended up saying, one interesting fact about him is his nicknames that his friends give him. His friends call him Coke Can and BDG.
They have a kind of notorious nickname within my friend group, which is BDG, which stands for Big Griff. So I can't do it. But
Who's calling you that?
Why are your friends calling you that? And so even the host was like, your friends know what your thing look like?
Oh yeah, it's a guy thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, he's trying to make it awkward. Like every friend group is just showing each other their meat. I don't understand that one. And so she didn't pop on that. So I guess that didn't bother her. So then the next person to get popped was Drew. Drew got popped because she said she didn't feel initially attracted to him. Then she immediately, like I said, she speed ran. She jumped over to the next guy, popped on Dominic. She said the reason why she popped on Dominic is because she doesn't like cornrows in his head.
I love how fit you are, I really do. I'm just not digging the cornrows too much, but I really love that.
see, half the time I wear my hair in curls. You just haven't let me whip it out yet.
His cornrows actually didn't bother me too much. It didn't bother me. It didn't. I think it's like how his facial features, like his head structure and stuff like that. It just looks different on him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, that's fair. So then Chris got popped next. So she immediately went over and popped Chris right after. These were shotgun pops. And the reason why she popped on Chris is because he wasn't tall enough. Keynote, every guy that she's popping on, as they're talking in their sentence, I did not like this. In the middle of them speaking about what makes them unique, or like they're answering her question, they're getting about like 4 or 5 words into it, and she's just walking over popping, while they're talking.
I'm not sure if mermaids have dancing feet, but I think I could add a little bit of excitement to your night.
Just pop. I don't like that. I don't like that. And it was just like, bro, at least give people the respect to at least finish their statement or finish their sentences. That just, I didn't like that. So then Elliot was listening to her, watching her pop everything. Keynote, Elliot was the same guy that had just popped to the last 2 women because of age, but this time his reason for surrendering his balloon to pop had nothing to do with age at all. So was a flaw for some is not a flaw for all, I guess. But I just feel like there's got to be a level of calling out when you have a guy who rejects 2 women at the very start because, oh, age is this, but then you get to this 3rd woman come out and she's older than the last girl that came out, and age is not even on the tip of your mind anymore.
I'm gonna let you pop it, man. I feel bad. I keep popping on everyone. It's just, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
It's just not for me, man. Like, you're great. It's just the mermaid costumes and all that.
And it's not like these women looked old. All these women looked youthful. I wouldn't believe they're in their 30s. They look like they were probably in their late 20s.
Yeah, they look really good.
So his reason for giving up her balloon was because he didn't like the mermaid thing. He doesn't like the swimming in the water mermaid thing. He felt like it was awkward. He didn't like it. And, you know, everybody kind of was like, okay, I guess, Elliot, like, it's cool. They moved on past that. After that, Lorenzo tried to do his little flirtatious thing that he was doing with the last girl. He tried to do it again, but this time he kind of made it awkward. He fell flat, and in the middle of him flirting, he just gave up and just like, here, just pop my balloon, just pop it. So he just held the balloon out.
I promised kids to the lady before you, but I'll play. I'm kidding. It's not happening.
Okay.
But maybe it's happening with you though. You're gonna pop now. I know.
All right. She just popped him.
Yeah, the pickup lines were really cheesy from some of the men. which I don't mind a pickup line every now and again because I feel like they are underappreciated, especially today. Like you can't flirt with people like that anymore because people just don't like it. They find it cringy. But yeah, some of the pickup lines that the guys try to pull, it just wasn't landing.
Yeah,
it was not landing.
So he ended up offering his balloon up. She popped on him. Then Andrew, the guy who had just got there, he made a joke like he was a beach lifeguard, or maybe his profession was a lifeguard. And so he made a joke like, oh, well, I'm a lifeguard and you're a mermaid, so whenever you need CPR, I can run out there and give it to you. And she immediately ran up and popped him. Like, before the joke even was done, he popped on him.
Because why would a mermaid need CPR?
So I work on the beaches, but if you ever need mouth to mouth, I got you.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
So, sorry. I feel like it was just a nice little, like,
Yeah, it was.
we're both in water, CPR, you know, in case you're drowning,
Yeah,
stuff
it was
like that.
cheesy. It was cute though. It was funny.
It was funny. I like the
Yeah.
attempt. It was a bad shot, but I respect the attempt. She popped on him before he even finished the joke.
Yeah.
She popped on him so quick. And so then it came down to, once again, Griffin and Hashim. So Griffin was the guy who seemed like he was the one that was trying to get the most matches here. But unfortunately, Griffin ended up getting popped, and Hashim was chosen because she felt more attracted to Hashim. They ended up actually getting a match. So this was the third and final match. My point of this was, I didn't like this from Hashim because the reason why you popped on April, who was 35, is because you felt like you weren't ready for a serious relationship. And that was what you felt like a 35-year-old woman was going to give you. Cosette, who's also 35, you didn't bring up the serious relationship thing. None of those factors came into play. Age didn't matter, and you matched with her easily.
And I did notice that with Cosette, she, because of her profession and because she's an entertainer, she likes to have more fun. So I feel like those are the things that probably like gravitated Hashim to her, because even when she asked the lineup, like, oh, like I like to dress up as a mermaid even outside of my profession. What are some ways that you guys like to spice up a relationship? And when that conversation came out, everybody
got
was talking.
kinky.
I'm just like, dang, y'all can't spice up a relationship outside of sex? What's going on? But I honestly feel like it's because Cosette came off more like open and like fun and like playful, that's why he probably popped, like he matched with her instead of April, because the age thing, that was silly. That was real silly.
Right. So I just have to point that out. I feel like that was a thing that kind of bothered me. Maybe people, it's not big deals to y'all. It's all my opinion, but I just think it's weird if you're gonna pop
because of age.
If you're gonna pop on age,
stand on it for everybody.
Exactly. Don't just switch it up as soon as a girl come out and be like, oh, I'm a mermaid, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool then. It's like, no.
But what I always say, there's always somebody that has an exception to the rule that you placed.
Right.
So.
But I also didn't like how the two black girls, 35, 34, as soon as they start saying their age, pop, 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 pop. Cosette comes out, white girl. Oh, I'm this age that you guys just rejected. All of a sudden, none of them are talking about the same things, the same requirements, or the same things that they require from the other two women. Because one thing to point out, after April said her age, it was clips. She didn't even get to describe herself, what she's into, how she was.
Yeah.
It was clips. Ameerah, she got a little bit of grace, but then after she said her age, the original stricklers of popping on age popped their thing.
Yeah.
And as she got to the segment, it started coming out, oh yeah, but you know you're older. It came out later.
Yeah.
But for this girl, she said it flat out. Cosette, 35.
Nobody popped. Nobody talked.
Before you even knew about her being the mermaid thing or anything, nobody popped.
I just assumed that she was everybody's type at that point. That it was just, you know.
And I will show you guys each contestant in the video so you can see. And it's like, I don't know. But that is all I got from my point of the review. Alex, if you have anything, my dear, that you would like to sign off on or speak on?
Nah, like some of the guys said stuff that didn't make sense. Like I said, the age thing was a major contradiction. Some of the conversations like about their like icks and pet peeves and stuff like that, I understood where Chris was coming from with the pet peeve thing. Even though I don't really care for like the low-key like explicit talk even though we're all adults, I can say that they do a pretty good job of like kind of like censoring those types of conversations a little bit. I'm curious to see like what would happen if they actually were to have a more intentional lineup when it comes to dating people in general, because to come on a show and be like, well, I don't want to date this person because of their age, it's kind of like you don't get to pick and choose who comes out and what age they are and stuff like that. But I don't know.
I feel like the main reason why I have a problem with it is all these guys are just, I'm here for fun. I'm here for fun. I'm here for fun.
That's what everybody's saying.
And it defeats the purpose of the show when you have contestants coming on here, and you guys are all in your 30s.
Find your match first, then have fun.
Right. You guys are all in your 30s. You guys are all meeting, and these women are all in their 30s. 29 was the youngest. The oldest was 35. And you guys are talking about some older women want more serious things. But it's like, it's not even just older women. You're at that point, you only got 20, 30 more years left in the tank. You need to be considering the fact that you guys are single at this point, and you guys are on a dating show. So at the end of the day, when you're on a dating show, you're taking these extra steps to be on here, and you guys are already in the middle of your lifespan. Why are you still in party mode? Party mode your 20s is your party mode.
Yeah.
Now you're in 30s talking about, older women are always more serious. But it's like, how does that doesn't make you seem like it doesn't make you seem as like a serious person when you're going, oh, I can't date 35-year-olds. They're too serious. I need me a young 24, 25-year-old. To me, that just sounds creepy to me.
Yeah.
It sounds creepy because it's like, okay, cool. But then these are the same guys that when they get to their 40s and that 25, 24-year-old is still acting like a 25, 24-year-old, y'all be the first ones to be talking about oh man, I need a mature woman. I need a girl that just understand. I can't handle all this. It's like, bro, you were already at that point. You should have been looking for somebody that was going to match your speed mentally and on a serious level. You guys nobody was bringing up questions about the future, kids, stuff like that. It was just, I want to have fun. I want to have fun. I want to have fun. And it's like, at this point, is it pop the balloon or find love, or is it pop the balloon and find a one-night stand or a fling?
Yeah, and people are entitled to you can have fun, you can do those things, but don't come on a show where the whole premise of the show is to actually find love, find a match, and like date the person long term and so on and so forth. You can have fun and not be on the show. You can have fun and not be on the dating apps. Just go outside like you've been doing.
Right. So this concludes our review. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
What'd you give it?
This episode, I give it a 4. And it's not because Yvonne, or it's not because production at this point. It's a 4 because if our objective is to find love, and these are older, middle-aged people, these people are all older than us, and it's irritating to watch a show and you see a person get up to this final moment where they're about to match, and it's like, yeah, you're just too serious for me. But then it's like, you didn't ask her no questions. You didn't ask her what she liked to do. Like, a lot of these women, these rounds went by so quick, there was no information given, really.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like the female contestants, the last two, Ameerah and both Cosette, they just speed ran through the dudes. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you.
Okay. A 4 is a fair assessment.
Yeah, it's a 4.
Yeah.
So I feel like, in my opinion, it's heading back into like the wrong direction, but this time it's not on Netflix. It's more on the contestants.
Well, we got 4 more episodes to go to finish out the first season. So we'll see if it gets better or worse from there.
All right. Peace.
Bye, y'all.